José Julian Marti is a national hero of Cuba and a prominent figure in Latin American literature. He was mainly known for his writings and promotion of political and intellectual independence for Cuba and Spanish Americans. He is commemorated in many works of art for his leadership and passion. Most José Marti monuments and sculptures reflect what he was remembered and valued for, his intellect and his political ideologies. However, the monument in Central Park, created by Anna Huntington, reflects a different side of José Marti. Here we see an equestrian statue of José Marti on a pedestal. The monument is inscripted with Logoria. On the west side of the pedestal it reads, "Apostle of Cuban independence, leader of the peoples of America, and defender of human dignity." His literacy genius vied with his political foresight. He was born in Havana on January 28, 1853. For 15 years of his exile, he lived in the city of New York. He died in action at Dos Rios in Oriente Province on May 19, 1895. The east side of the pedestal reads the same in Spanish. Here we notice in the monument's Logoria that José Marti's literacy genius and political foresight are acknowledged. Again, his intellect and political ideas were the factors that rendered him a Cuban hero. So why is someone who is remembered for his poetry and writing depicted in a sculpture that shows the moment when he was reeling from being mortally wounded in battle? This monument by Anna Huntington eternalizes José Marti's death, and as an unintended consequence, the monument conveys the message that his death in battle was necessitated in order to fulfill his role as legendary Cuban hero. Although he was mostly known for his writings and speeches, this monument tells us that concluding his journey in battle was crucial to distinguishing him as a hero. Taking a look at other prominent works by the sculptress, we notice that she specializes in equestrian figures and animals, like this sculpture of young Andrew Jackson presented to Columbia College in 1967, and this work of art called The Torch Bearers, which portrays triumph of cultural values through the ages. With that pointed out, one could argue that José Marti was depicted reeling on a horse simply because it was his sculpture's specialty. However, both the Andrew Jackson sculpture and the Torch Bearers convey powerful messages of triumph and relay themes of death. Andrew Jackson himself was involved in many battles. Furthermore, it should be noted that Anna Huntington's monument more closely resembles other equestrian monuments than it resembles well-known monuments of José Marti. For example, the José Marti Memorial on Revolution Square is situated at the base of a five-pointed star tower. The observer is able to appreciate this monument without traces of war and death. Here, the emphasis is on José Marti's figure, particularly the head, which has the most pronounced features compared to the less detailed body of the statue. Havana's Central Park Monument is another example. In a book titled Images of Memory and Mourning, Emilio Bagel argues that Marti's iconography was a way to control political crises. The Western classical style of this particular monument lends a certain prestige, dignity, and authority to Marti's image, and therefore those who try to identify themselves with it. Marti's image in this monument is that of a teacher with his disciples at the base, which is an accurate description of the person it represents. Anna Huntington's monument forbids us from forgetting Marti's martyrdom. Her creative signification of this crucial moment further helps us learn and understand this Cuban hero through art. It shows us a side of him that other monuments fail to convey.
Aún quedan solapados apóstatas, hijos espurios de España. Señor presidente, señores magistrados, por todo lo antes dicho, acuso a José Julián Martí Pérez por el delito mayor de apostasía e infidencia como autor de esta carta. Fermín Valdés Domínguez por el delito de cohecho. He terminado.